Welcome to the Halo Halo Show, everybody.
Hello, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to the podcast about anything and everything under the sun. Hey, that's a pretty solid intro. We nailed
I
it.
know.
Oh, welcome, man.
Compared
So
to
let's
last
tell you
week.
a little bit about the podcast. Rika G, fill them in for all the new Leche fans. If you're listening right now, you're officially a Leche fan. Welcome.
Hello.
Tell me about the podcast.
Okay, so like we said, we talk about everything and anything under the sun, but we do have a structure. And because we just like to shove our lives into the Leche fans' ears,
Mm-hmm.
we have a segment called Where You Been, where we talk about what happened in our lives in the past week, our thoughts, our fears,
Feelings.
our anxieties,
Mm-hmm.
everything that we ate, we watched, whatever it is. Just to let you know that we're also human. We have
Right.
these feelings, and
True.
I have so many feelings this week
Me
because
too.
I was no, actually the previous week also because I was in my luteal phase.
Your what
So
face?
my luteal phase.
What's
So you
luteal?
have to know about that, okay? If
What's
you have a
luteal?
woman in your life, you need to know
Okay.
about the different phases of their menstrual phase. So like there's like follicular,
What?
luteal, menstrual. Yes, and it actually I'm gonna go on and on about this, but it actually has like different effects and like how like what are the things that you're supposed to do during that time of your phase. Anyway,
Okay.
however, so apart from that segment, we also have TTs, which are the trending topics. So our trending topics, you would have to guess it when we're about to talk about it. And
Okay.
after that, I think we have a Leche fan mail. Did you read
Oh,
it?
did we? Did
Did
we?
you miss it? I was
I
like,
don't.
I was actually thinking about it last week when we recorded. I was thinking,
Uh,
I know we have a Leche fan mail. And also because I read it and I put a star on it on our Gmail.
oh, parang hindi pa. Parang hindi
Yeah.
pa natin
So
nababasa to.
I think we should read that today.
Okay, yes, I
Okay.
agree. Okay. So there
No
we go.
pre-prod at
Timestamps.
all.
No pre-prod. Check the timestamps to figure out where those segments are. But let's begin with where you been, and I believe it is
You.
you, me. It's
No.
me. It's me going
Yeah,
first.
it's you.
It's me.
You
Okay,
literally.
friends.
Okay, go.
I want to share. So I shared in the last mix my big announcement, my big move. I am moving out of my studio apartment into a two-bedroom townhome. Uh, but I, so I'm slowly moving because I have access to the place already. Although technically my lease officially starts like towards the end of July,
Okay.
so I can move stuff in. But dude, I was just moving like the dogs are there now. I'm gonna go back after recording this, but it is so overwhelming. I haven't moved out of a place in a long time. If you missed the last mix, I've been in this apartment for 9 years, but before moving into this apartment, I really didn't have anything because I moved to the Philippines 2015. So wala talagang dala. I had like a backpack and some stuff, and then everything else I just bought. So now moving everything is such a mental burden on me. And the thing that's really taxing on me is getting all the shit that's broken here fixed so I could
Yeah.
rent it out. Whether it's, the sink that I never use. I haven't dude, there's a sink in my bathroom I haven't used for 6 years.
Okay, that poses a lot of questions.
What?
Why don't you use it's
No,
where
there's
do you wash your hands? Like
I
when you
wash my
wash
hands in the kit because it's a studio,
the
right? So
kitchen
once you get
sink.
out of the bathroom, my kitchen sink na eh.
Okay, but like when
And
you brush your teeth and everything, you have to use
dude,
this
kitchen sink, man.
universal
Dude,
sink.
you know what?
Like,
I guess that's the thing, right? So I'm so comfortable here. Like I'm not you. Rika G knows me, but maybe some of the legends don't know. Dude, I really can get through life without too much. You know what I mean? Like I
okay,
feel like
without a
I know
bathroom
some
sink.
people that will just they could not handle being able to brush their teeth like at the kitchen. Dude, I've been doing this
Mm,
shit for 9 years.
right.
Uh and I don't know. And I guess that's also one of the reasons why I'm like so messy. Cause dude, it doesn't really mentally affect me that in that regard. But then
Okay.
once the push comes to shove and I have to clean all that shit up, I have to fix all stuff, that's where it all kind of adds up. So that's where I need to work on myself, where I need to be like, I need to really
Work
want
on
better
it.
for myself. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't try to I don't want more for myself sometimes because parang
Mhm.
sucks lang, parang okay na eh. So I
Yeah.
guess this is an eye opener for me. So yun nga, there's I've got to fix the sink. I gotta fix like some light. Like there's something's wrong with my electric lately. Like the electrical's been kind of weird. So I gotta get that fixed. I gotta get the grease trap fixed. And dami mga stuff that you have to do. So I'll update you all throughout the next few weeks while I do that. And hopefully by next week, kasi kaka-install ko lang ng internet sa bagong place. So maybe I can start recording from the new place. So at least
Okay.
makikita mo, Rica G. But other than that, I've been working a lot again. I hosted for a pharmaceutical company that basta anong tawag dun? Pag may headache ka, ah, not
Biogesmic.
antihistamine. Well,
Okay.
ano yung paracetamol?
Paracetamol.
Paracetamol,
Okay.
yon. Pero hindi
Okay.
biogesic. Acetophaine. Acetophaine. Tapos meron din silang isang that same like overarching drug company also owns Lagundex, which is an offshoot of
Ooh.
Lagundi, 'di ba yung parang herbal whatever. So the first part, so bali 2 days, I mean two sessions yun. Yung unang session sa umaga,
Mhm.
it was yung mga attendees were mga TODA, tricycle operators and drivers association yata. Basta mga TODA.
Okay.
And sa script, straight Tagalog. Yung
Okay.
binigay sa akin. And yeah, I mean, conversationally, okay naman ako sa Tagalog. I have no problem holding conversation. But for me, lagi ako nahihirapan talaga sa script pag Tagalog. Kasi it's not my mother tongue. B,
Okay.
I didn't grow up reading Tagalog. And C, if there are words in there that I don't use, that aren't part of my regular vernacular throughout the week,
Mhm.
yeah, nagta-translate pa ako in my head. So there were big words in there. Pinangangalagaan was the one that I practiced many, many times.
Pinangangalagaan?
Ang hirap, man. Pinangangalagaan ko ang sarili ko para mas malagaan ko ang ibang tao. Parang ganun.
Okay.
Wow!
Yan.
Grabe. So,
Tagalogers.
I know, man, Tagalogers. Tapos nang yung game namin, Family Feud, saya. I ran that shit like Ding Dong Dantes, man. I was spitting straight fire
Guys,
Tagalog,
baka
man.
ma-confuse kayo kung sino si Ding Dong Dantes tsaka sino si
Straight,
JC. Guys,
straight
wala na.
Tagalog ako nun, man. Sabi ko, maraming salamat sa nakakalimutan naman. Maraming salamat sa paglaro ngayon, blah, 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 blah. Dude, I feel like I don't know, for some reason, that's like, I feel like that was my most Tagalog hosting ever. And I feel like I killed it, man. And then, after, yung evening naman, mas naging Taglish yung script namin. So that's when
Okay.
they had the doctors, like, parang summit, wellness summit siya. Anyway, they talked about the acetophaine, they talked about the paracetamol, blah, blah, but the ultimate thing is they just did Zumba, bro. Nag-Zumba lang sila dun eh.
Oh my gosh, ang ganda
Ang hilig
nun.
nila mag-Zumba. I was like, dude, it's a Friday night. I mean, I get it. Maybe they want to let off some steam, but dude, who wants to do Zumba and you're all
Dude,
sweaty and shit
we
at
are
the end of the
approaching
night?
that age. You know what? You will
What?
come back to me at one point saying that,
Dude.
guys, where you been this week? Nag-Zumba ako last week.
Zumba.
Diba? Zumba is great, actually. My version of
I
Zumba is like dance workouts
No, I get
on.
it. I have nothing against Zumba. It's just I feel like at the end of a long Friday and nakabihis. Well, yung mga iba naka-Zumba outfits, but I don't want to be sweating in a ballroom, man. Kasi
Yeah.
nasa Crown Plaza yung yung event namin. And oh, by the way, I got to stay in Holiday Inn kasi di ba magkatabi lang yung Crown Plaza at
Ooh.
Holiday Inn.
Okay.
So the client put me up in Holiday Inn. Maganda yung ang ganda ng suite nila. Solid yung suite. And may smoked salmon sila sa breakfast. So that shit was lit. And then I hosted a wedding the next day. So the next day, after yung hosting na yun, dumiretso ako sa Tagaytay, an events place called Hill Creek Gardens.
Oh,
Very
I think
nice
I've heard
place.
of that.
Kasama ba siya sa mga shortlist ninyo sa
I think so. Okay.
Maganda siya,
Anyway.
maganda siya. Maganda
Yeah.
siya. Hill Creek Gardens. Shout out to Doc John and Doc Sheila. ang cool kasi they've been together for 22 years and actually kasal
Mhm.
na sila. But yung church wedding, parang sa kwento nila, life always got in the way. And
Yeah.
finally, after I think 18 years of marriage and 22 years of being together, yung last na naalala ko, they finally had the church thing.
Oh,
Di ba ang ganda? I mean, that's cute. It's cute.
that's so
And
nice.
it was such a it was cool getting to know lalo na yung groom kasi he's like a toy collector. Parang si Chico Garcia to
Yeah,
anyone who's not.
yeah.
Yeah, parang Chico as in he has a lot of toys. He collects
Oh,
a lot of toys. Hindi nga napakita yung ano kasi hindi nga dala cellphone nga, but the way he described it was he has a Green Hills store amount of toys.
really?
But
Wow.
I
So
asked
he has
him
an inventory.
inventory, oo. But I asked him, kilala nga ba si Chico? And he said, of course. He says,
Yeah.
probably not as many as Chico, but it's approaching also around that time. Kasi, have you seen Chico's toy collection? I haven't seen it personally.
I have only seen a room. So
Okay.
hindi ko alam what's the like what would
Extent
be
of it.
the extent of it, but
Uh,
I've seen a room, not
uh,
personally, but like through photos. So
gets.
I don't know if that's the only room that they have, and I don't
Right.
even know how big the room is because
Yeah.
it's just like a small photo.
Mm-mm.
So I'm sure it's a lot because a lot of people have um referenced Chico's toy collection as something
Yeah.
so magnificent and great.
True.
So
True.
I kind of want to know what it looks like. However, I do know that at one point he did sell a lot of his. Sorry for telling your story, Chico, but he did sell a lot of his like pop. Ang
Prized
tawag mo dun?
possessions.
Hindi yung pop
Funkos.
Funkos,
Funko
I think.
Pops.
Yeah, Funko Pops and like other collections. So I'm sure medyo lumit na siya ngayon, but at one point it was like amazing. I
Booming,
mean, I'm sure
booming,
it's
yeah.
still amazing now.
Yeah. So in case you didn't know, we're talking about Chico Garcia. You probably know him from the Morning Rush. And then yung isa pang toy collection just which I parang naaliw ako sa mga videos because he also collects a lot of shoes.
Okay.
Si Big Boy Cheng on YouTube.
Yes, I watch him, and
Grabe.
actually Ryan watches him too.
O, di ba? I play at his basketball court dito sa may Ronak. I'm sure nakalaro na
Yeah.
si Ryan doon, di ba?
No, actually, but
Ay, hindi pa.
I've been to Ronak for a different thing before.
For
Like parang
hosting?
siyang art collection-ish type, parang ganon. Um,
Ah.
yeah, but di
Oh,
ba
kasi may mga
yung
stores sila
basket?
dun eh. They
Yeah.
have stores there and on the third floor, they have a basketball sa gitna nakasulat Uratex kasi 'di ba his family owns Uratex, si Big Boy Cheng. I don't
Oh,
know if you know that.
really? Is that
Yeah,
the reason why they're loaded?
that's why he's loaded, bro.
Bro,
That's
okay.
why ang daming
All
niyang
right.
toys and shoes, 'di ba? But other than that, the only in terms of movies, the movie that I watched, I don't did I talk about it last week? 28 years later. Did I talk about the zombie?
No, the one
Oh
with
my Aaron Taylor
Jeremy Renner?
Johnson.
I sorry.
No, Jeremy Renner was in 28 Weeks Later, which was a
Okay.
sequel to 28 Days Later.
Okay.
Um,
28 days
someone made a
later. That
joke that 28 Days Later is the sequel to 27 Dresses, which is not, okay, just in case.
that's ridiculous.
Sabi na, manood
Okay.
kayo, 27 Dresses, tapos 27 Days, which is I think Sandra Bullock, or 27 Weeks. Basta, anyway, if you're not familiar with the franchise, the 28 blank franchise. So 28, it started with 28 Days Later with Killian
Mhm.
Murphy. He was the main actor. And then in 28 Weeks Later, it had Jeremy Renner and I forgot who else. And then now it's 28 years later. So this all takes place during a zombie outbreak which originated in the UK. And then so now based on I mean obviously based off the title, it's just set in the future, but it's kind of consolidated in like an island area. So a lot of the
Okay. Like a
world is kind
very
of back
World
to
War
normal.
Z.
Parang ganon. But a lot
Uh
of the world is kind of back to normal. So there's just little pockets of places in the UK that were abandoned to kind of
okay.
just deal with it and just
Sa
survive on their own.
UK? Oh my
The
gosh,
UK,
what
yeah,
an
yeah.
experience.
And you know what? The first half of the movie was so good that I thought it was gonna be the best in the trilogy. As in, sobrang impressed ako. Aaron Taylor Johnson, if you ever watch Kick Ass or I don't know what else is. I mean, he's the late his late his latest movie Craven was awful, but Craven the Hunter. But do you know Aaron Taylor Johnson in Kick Ass, or he was Quicksilver
Yes,
in the
I
Marvel?
do
Yeah,
know about him only because of his
his
wife.
wife. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Look that up. That's a story for
Yeah.
another time. But he was so good, and I thought the story was like going somewhere really excellent. And then the second half of that movie, without spoiling, just turned it. It was so the shift in theme and feel and whatever was so jarring. And it had the most ridiculous fucking ending I've seen in a long,
I'm
long time.
curious.
Dude, just watch it and let me know if you ever end up watching it. Because
Is it
if any,
aliens? If it's
no,
aliens,
it's not
I'm going
aliens.
to lose my shit.
It's
Okay?
not aliens, not aliens. But to any Leche fans that have watched it, can you let me know if you feel the same way? Because that shit was so bonkers, and it went off, literally went off the fucking rails, man. That I have no interest in watching another one because I think they're building towards a almost direct sequel.
Okay.
Although 28 years later is a sequel, it's not like a direct sequel because yun nga, characters are not
Meron
there's no
akong
continuity.
proposal. May
No.
proposal ako for a title.
Title ano?
28 days later after 28 years later. Oh,
Oh,
rolls
pwede.
off the tongue.
'Di ba? 'Di ba? Hindi 20 lagi ginagawang meme yung Too Fast Too Furious. Paano magagawa?
Oh,
Two
28
two weeks
days.
too
Ay, hindi.
furious. 2 weeks
Ay,
too
pwede.
furious, 'di ba? 2
Pwede.
weeks too furious. Anyway, I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm just saying prepare to prepare
Just prepare.
just
Just
prepare.
prepare.
Ang weird talaga ng ano. And they open up a lot of I feel like storylines which were never addressed.
Okay.
And I feel like the characters that ended up being the main focus were not developed well enough for me to feel like some sort of emotional
Mm,
pull. Like I wasn't really afraid for them, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
parang wala akong investment sa kanila. Still a very good, I mean, still a very good like shot, like in terms of the cinematography, the music. There's there's some tension in some parts, and the first half is good, dude. The first half is really good, and then yun nga, crazy second half. So yun, that is my week. And Finn, Ricky, what did you do?
Um, with this week, actually, I feel like I have gotten to the point where my days are just very much merged together. But I'm still very thankful every day because I get to do a very challenging thing that I put myself on it. You know what I mean? Like choice ko yun.
Okay.
So just to give you context, okay, you guys. So I don't have a job right now again, and I'm trying to find another job, right?
Mm,
So that's nothing new. You know, a lot of people are in the same boat, but it's just with an everyday thing, it's just very hard to like accept that, nothing is happening yet.
mm,
So, like I said at the start of this podcast, I have so many like emotions this week. I have doubted myself 100 different times, 7 ways till Sunday. And
what does that mean,
I,
by the way?
it's like in every way,
Okay.
in
Kasi
every
every
way.
7 days,
Yeah.
gets. Parang
And
every day. Okay.
um it's just has consumed my life, and I'm just so thankful that I'm going through CBT therapy because can I just say, because I have been trying to practice what I learned in CBT therapy, which is to stick to the facts, stick to what you know is real, and to let's say you go through an episode where you feel anxious,
Mm.
ang gagawin ko is I stick to what I know that will make me happy. So, those are things that I can just share with you. And hindi ko masyadong ma-explain like, because I don't want this to be a trauma dumping thing, and I don't want to like lose the
Mm.
lose our audience into me crying into the
Yeah,
mic.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But ang dami lang talagang emotions, especially when it comes to that. I've also had like an epiphany. An
Okay.
epiphany.
Ano yung ano?
Um,
What is your epiphany?
my epiphany is, I know that I have said it before, you have said it before,
Mm.
that I should create content about my experiences and my life around being diabetic, right?
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to do that. And I feel like slowly I've been trying to do that on my Instagram, but I haven't really just like dove into it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I told myself, you know what, this week I'm going to create like a schedule, like a content strategy and everything, because that's just the type of person I am. I can't be the type of person that just like creates something every day tapos parang wala lang kung ano lang yan. Ganon. So that's what I did, and I told myself I'm going to do this because I know that it makes me happy. I know that I like creating content. I know that I like sharing my stories, my experiences about being diabetic. And I don't care if other people will watch it or not, but I just want to create. So, and it's so easy too because I have already done 3 videos and I told myself, look at you. Okay, that is a win. That is a
Yeah.
win that I'm going
Look
to,
at you.
yeah. I'm just going to share the wins that I had this week. Okay, last week. First is I've had 3 job interviews that I bombed. Okay.
Okay.
But it was still good because it
Okay,
was
how do
job.
you know you bombed it? You know what I
No,
mean?
okay.
How do you know?
Actually, to be fair, I only bombed one. The other two, I felt like I was great. I felt
Yeah.
like it was
Oh.
amazing. But the last one, I truly, truly bombed because they
Paano
were
ba?
just,
Bakit bomb? Like,
because
paano ba?
they asked about like the company, if I knew anything about the company, and
Uh,
I only knew like the overarching like idea of the company, but hindi ko alam like yung actual little details, which I felt like it was a bit not extreme, pero parang
that's
I
unfair.
didn't
You don't work there yet.
I know, I know
What the fuck?
exactly. So like I thought, because whenever I would prepare for a job interview, I would
Yeah.
still go through their website, I would go through their
Right.
mission, their vision, because for me, that's what's important to me. I want to know their goals as a company, what they
Yeah.
do, the heart of
Tama.
it and everything. But for them, when they asked me that, they wanted me to know the little different intricacies of what they sell, what countries they sell to, and like
That's
what are the
crazy,
like
man.
I know. And I thought to myself, okay, fine. You know what? Whatever. This might not be the one for me.
Mm.
So I just moved on. However, that day, that was the first time I cried after a job interview, because I always think that whenever I go on a job interview and I don't get the role, I always think that, okay, next, diba?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
next.
Next.
It's like something that you learn from it. But this time I feel like because I truly magnificently failed. And plus, like I said, I was in my luteal phase. So parang sobrang like
I
I
have
was
to look
so
that up.
you have to look that up,
I
okay?
have to look it
Anyway,
up.
um I was like, so oh my gosh, I'm so kawawa, blah blah blah. So thankfully, me and Ryan, we went on a bike ride together and we kind of just like let off some steam and
Okay lang yun.
took
Wait,
my mind
luteal
off
phase is
it.
just for menstruation,
So
right?
it's the phase before the menstrual phase.
No, I was just asking kasi minsan my days na emotional ako, but I don't think it would qualify. But like
No,
for
it's
example,
for the female menstrual cycle.
okay, gets.
So, however, I do believe, and you guys have to like correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe that males also go through a certain cycle. It's just not the
Dude,
same as.
umiyak ako kanina kasi dinala ko yung dogs sa new place. And
Uh,
'di ba naninibago sila? Umiyak
yeah.
ako kasi sabi ko, hindi ba nila gusto dito? Ang laki ng place, it's nice, but parang ano,
Oh,
I mean, obviously, naninibago sila.
yeah,
Naiyak
yeah,
ako, dude. I said, fuck, did I make the right decision? Ganun ako
right,
kaya, ano, ka-emotional sa moving out. I was like,
yeah.
my God, why am I
I know. And a lot of
crying,
things
bro?
will feel like I feel like a lot of things will feel very, very new.
Di ba?
But
Anyway, I
oh
don't
my
think you
god.
bombed that, dude. Like,
No, yeah,
you know
I
what I
know. And
mean?
actually, after that, I realized that, you know what, I should have just moved on because I let it affect me the whole weekend. And then
Mm.
when it got to Monday, I said, I want to get my shit together again.
Mm.
And thankfully, another win that I wanted to celebrate is that I am actually producing a podcast for another podcaster in the Philippines. I'm so
Oh.
happy.
Oh,
It's
this is
the one
something
that
else. Oh, the one. Oh,
yeah, it's the one where you
nice.
forwarded me like somebody looking for a podcast producer.
Let's
It's like an
fucking
actual it's an
go.
actual thing, you guys. It's like an actual okay, anyway, I'm so excited because so we had a meeting, we're trying to align, because basically he's a client
Yeah.
and he has ideas, I have my ideas and stuff like that. Initially, I was so scared because I was thinking that, oh my gosh, can I even do this? Like, I've had clients before where it didn't work out and na-ghost ko sila, alam mo yun? And
Mm.
although that wasn't paid, obviously, if it was paid, I wouldn't ghost anybody. But
Right. Right.
so, in a voluntary basis. Pero alam mo yun, parang natatakot ako na parang, what if hindi ko kaya or something? But I
Mm.
really strapped on my podcasting boots and I
Mm.
had to like really sit down and I told myself, this is the scope of your work. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're good at. And then I communicated that to the client saying that this is what I'm going to do. And I explained everything. And honestly, at this point, over communicating is really working well for me. Can I just say? Kasi grabe ako mag-communicate with the client, with my client kasi parang lahat ng reasoning behind what I do, I say in
Mm.
the email, I say in the meeting kasi parang ayokong isipin niya na parang I'm just doing this kasi ito yung gusto ko. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this is
I think
based
that's
from what
better
I
though.
know,
Better
my
that way.
experience. Oo. So anyway, that's another win that I wanted to do.
Nice,
I wanted to
man.
say. Last win is I got another job interview for Friday. You guys,
Let's
okay, sound
go.
effects. Woo! Okay, anyway, and I feel like I learned from my previous job interviews. I feel like
Mm.
this time around I'll be more casual. I'll be more not super casual. Hindi naman yung hoy sis. What's up sis? See, I'm just here for the vibes. Ganun ako sa interview. But I learned that just to be more relaxed. I feel like. So
Let's
yeah, I
go,
didn't
man.
really watch anything new this week. I have actually I actually want to recommend something and
Ooh.
I want to put people on this whole YouTube channel. So it's a YouTube channel by this woman named Cleo Abrams. Cleo Abrams?
Cleo. K
That's
with a
her
C or
name.
a K?
Cleo Abrams.
Cleo
And she
Abrams.
shares positive science stories on her shorts, TikTok videos, Instagram reels. So the shorts version. But on her YouTube channel, she has like long form, like explainer
Oh,
videos.
I
She
watched
used
the shoe one where she
Yeah,
wore a
it's
shoe. Yeah.
really good. It's like very informative, very educational. She has also podcast episodes or like video like interviews with
Mm.
prominent people like physicists and everything. And recently I discovered that I have a very very deep fascination with black holes. Okay?
With what?
And black holes.
Black holes. Yeah.
Yes.
Those are
And
crazy. What
I
even is a
know
black hole, dude?
I
Like,
know, guys. Please watch that episode with Cleo Abrams interviewing a physicist from the University of Manchester, if I'm not mistaken.
okay.
And it is so interesting. Like, it will make you feel stupid, yes, but they will explain everything to you. And it's so soothing. As in, alam mo ba, at one point, like, naglilinis lang ako. I was just like playing it in the background. I don't even understand what a quadri, whatever it is.
Okay.
But it was just so soothing. Like, please go subscribe to her content. And she is so inspiring because she used to produce videos for Vox. So if you guys know Vox, like ganun din sila, like very educational,
I
like
love their
journalist.
no. And
Yeah.
I feel like I've watched almost no, not every single one, but almost all of their short
Yes.
documentary ba yun or explainer
Yeah.
videos.
No, I think it's a
Basta.
documentary.
Ang
I think it's a
galing, ganda.
documentary. So
Ganda.
yeah. So Cleo Abrams on Instagram, she has all of her like short form videos there, but most of her long form obviously it's on YouTube. And I super duper recommend you guys. I recommend that black hole episode as a thing that you play while you sleep. It's so
Mm,
like soothing. Anyway, that's the only
right.
thing that I want to recommend this week. And Finn.
Finn. All right. We're gonna wapow, and I think you're going
Okay.
first with
Oh my
TT. What?
gosh.
What?
Okay, yes. No, I'm just really happy because I'm ready with my TP.
G G
Okay.
G
G,
G
G,
G
G, G,
G
G,
G.
G,
Okay,
G,
so I gotta
G.
guess. What? Give me a clue.
Okay, the clue is AI.
AI.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so
That's the
much
only
going
clue.
on in the world of AI.
Oh, yeah.
The thing that
Mm.
I've seen, it's probably not your TT, but it's like Filipinos being transported in back in time. Tapos yun yung AI videos.
Oh my
May
gosh.
nagbebenta ng taho yata.
Ay,
Tapos sa
nakita
gitna
ko
ng
yun.
Red
Red
Sea.
Sea. Tapos sabi niya, putang ina, bakit ako nandito? That's the actual video, you guys. It's not
Dude,
just me swearing.
it's
Okay.
AI, bro. Like,
It's so funny. It's so funny.
dude, what's going on in
Um,
the world of AI? Ang hirap.
so
I
this
mean,
is
I always see it. Sige, go.
AI in the realm of politics.
Politics.
Do you still none? You
Uh,
still don't get it?
no.
Okay. So um this I'm going to say it now, okay,
Go,
before you
go.
guys guess anything. So I'm talking about the photo of President Bongbong Marcos that he posted on his Facebook page,
Okay.
that people are saying is either highly edited or AI generated. Okay,
Hindi ko na, I
so
missed that. I missed that
yeah.
completely.
When I saw it, it was just, I'm going to describe the photo later, but
Sige.
okay, I'm just going to start, okay? So, I'd just like to preface this TT by saying that I'm actually not opposed to using AI at all. I think if you're on the internet at any point in time, even if you haven't really deliberately used it, you have benefited from it at one point because it's just everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I think, kasi, di ba parang, I mean, I say that because just by simply Googling something, an AI generated summary would come up and that's what you would, read or use. And that's AI. However, I still recognize that AI still poses like a lot of problems in terms of authenticity and misinformation. I mean, just
Mm.
like the internet, right? I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it needs to be regulated at one point, at the
Mm-hmm.
very least, or the people needs to
Impossible, by the
know.
way.
I know,
Impossible.
but I feel like at one point the people still need to know that something is AI generated.
Mm.
So the TD that I'm talking about, or the photo that I'm talking about, is
Mm.
the photo of President Bongbong Marcos, that he posted on his Facebook page, where he visited the San Francisco High School in Quezon City with the BFP. Okay, so
Okay.
a lot of people had something to say about it because it really looks like it's highly edited slash AI generated. So
Okay.
just to paint you a picture, it's a photo of President Bongbong Marcos with a BFP personnel standing on top of like rubble of the burnt building. And the BFP personnel seemed like his body was not complete, like it was cropped on the photo.
Okay. I'm
So
trying to
search
find
for it.
it.
Yeah, search for it right now. And we'll also include like a photo on our Instagram and stuff.
Okay.
So anyway, so just to give you context on why he was there, and I think it's also important to kind of like report what happened. So one of the buildings of the San Francisco High School was destroyed by a fire, and apparently it was caused by an electrical fault. And mind you, this happened a day before school started for the academic year. So I was thinking, as much as it's devastating that, a school's structure was lost, nasa isip ko, thankfully, there weren't any students there. Because it was a big fire. It reached the
Oo nga.
third alarm before it was finally extinguished at noon. So
Okay.
imagine if people were there. Obviously, people were still there. But imagine if like students were there, diba? So it
Mm.
destroyed 8 classrooms in the building. Now, I'd like to say that Marcos actually personally visited the site to assess the damage,
Yeah.
and he was there with Education Secretary Sonny Angara and Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte. So it
Okay.
wasn't actually fake,
That
okay?
he
So
was actually there.
he was there, and there's actually a video of the BFP personnel. It like they were wearing the same thing as the one in
Mm.
the AI generated photo, quote unquote. So there was there was an actual official visit from the president. But I guess what's concerning for me is that idea that it's okay to post this type of photo when they actually could have posted a real photo. Kasi
Eh.
it happened. Yung parang naisip ko, what was the need of that? I don't know if it was to generate that kind of response from the people. Kasi parang
Mm-mm.
naisip ko, if you had actual photos of the visit, why wouldn't you just use that, diba?
I,
Have you seen the photo?
I,
And
I see it
people,
now.
yeah, so people actually, some of, obviously, like some of his supporters were saying that it's not edited. But if
Okay.
you really look closely, and I think we have that responsibility within ourselves, that we should
Mm-mm.
know, or at the very least, like, ma-recognize mo if something is edited, diba?
Ang hirap though. Ang dami, ilang beses ka na, ako, ang dami ng beses na fake sa AI, ah.
Yeah.
Like, in general. I've been faked out by photos
Mm-hmm.
like that. I was like, oh my God, that wasn't real.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard. I mean, it's easy to say on paper, yeah, we should do our due diligence and make sure like this is a
Yeah,
legit
that's
photo. But
true.
at some point, the line will tip where it's almost impossible to differentiate what
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
real and generated. Kasi I
I
mean,
mean, now
this
that you
photo
see
looked
the
weird
photo,
though. Yeah, I see it. It looks weird eh. Parang ang weird ng lighting. And usually, yun yung mahirap sa AI, at least on video components, nahihirapan yung AI at this point in time to kind of get realistic looking like shadows and stuff. And
yeah.
based on the photo, yun yung unang napansin ko na medyo weird.
Mm-hmm.
But from a distance, you can't really tell eh.
Oh, yeah,
You know what
that's
I
true.
mean?
You can't really tell. But if you see the leg of the BFP
Ayun
personnel,
nasa wall.
oo, yun yung parang for me, medyo dead giveaway. But I'm sure that that photo is not edited. It was just like cropped, kumbaga.
Hmm.
Kasi
Parang
kumbaga
nga eh.
parang hindi naman sila nag-costume or whatever eh, 'di ba? Pumunta
Yeah, yeah,
naman
yeah.
talaga sila eh. And for me, yun lang yung parang for me wala talaga akong kaso if it was AI generated or anything. But I'm just thinking that if they had actual photos of the visit, why wouldn't you just
Yeah, daming
use
effort
that?
no just for
'Di
but
ba?
hindi naman na confirm na AI photo to, di ba?
Hindi, no,
It's
it's
just
just like
speculation.
allegations. Yeah,
Ah,
speculation
yeah,
from
yeah, 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 yeah.
people. And for me, wala naman I mean, sa akin kasi parang, it's really a moot conversation to have
Mm.
na parang, is this AI generated or something, something. But we have conclusive proof that he was actually there. So
Yeah,
for
I
me,
think
parang,
na
diba?
honestly, I think na sobrahan lang sa editing versus na AI
Pwede.
generated. Feel ko na
Pwede.
sobrahan lang sa editing. Like, 'di ba minsan at least on the app that I use, may mga selective tool where you can select a certain part of a photo. Tapos you can
Mm,
just mess with the elements of that certain
yeah.
selection. And I notice when I do that sometimes, dahil sa sobrang kaka-edit ko, halata na yun lang talaga inedit ko. And I feel like they took they took the two main focus na tao dito sa gitna.
Yeah.
So in this case, si President BBM and then one of the BFP personnel. And they edited just that part to make it pop a little bit. You know what I mean? Feel ko
Pwede.
inibela yung
Yeah.
contrast.
But
And if I
ang
mean
question ko is, what
yung
was the
leg,
need for that?
yun
What was
nga.
the, 'di ba? 'Di
I guess
ba?
just to highlight yung I guess working theory on now that I see the photo is gusto nila i-highlight yung si president, which I understand from a political standpoint is something that I'm sure his team wants to do to
Yeah, I mean, I
palakasan, di ba?
get that.
You know what
I
I mean?
get that.
So feel
Yeah.
ko yun yung reasoning na if ever, my guess is it's just over edited versus AI generated. Yun
Hmm.
yung that's how I feel about that photo looking at it
But
now.
honestly, from an outsider's perspective,
Mm.
I just feel like it's also a bit dangerous because they're a public figure, they're a public official. And
Mm.
I would want authenticity from the office of the president. 'Di ba?
Mm.
Na
Yeah.
parang, na parang ayokong ayokong ma-feel ko na parang niloloko ako or niloloko yung
Yeah.
constituency or something. So
Mm.
parang, alam mo yun, parang for me lang, nung nalaman ko na, bumisita naman pala siya. Parang,
Mm.
ba't hindi na lang yun yung,
Yun na lang.
you know?
Oo, totoo
So,
naman.
kasi if the reasoning was palakasan, di ba? It's just, I feel like it's a dangerous, like,
Mm.
line what do you call that? To skirt. Tama ba yung
Right.
term ko? Anyway,
Tama naman. Tiptoeing
um,
the line, no?
yeah. Kasi, di ba, if in other circumstances, kunwari, um, in like other tragedies or something na, okay lang naman pala na mag-generate kami ng like super edited
Yeah,
photos.
yeah, yeah.
'Di ba? Parang I just don't want that to come from the office of the president, 'di ba?
Right. Fair.
They
Fair
have
point.
that responsibility. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not criticizing na bumisita siya or whatever. Actually, it is a good thing, 'di ba, na bumisita siya in
Of
that
course.
building.
Yeah.
But yeah. So those are our thoughts. Do you have any other thoughts about it?
No, I think that I shared my perspective on it already. I think okay na.
Alrighty.
Yeah. You can
Wow.
wow. And by the way, you can chime in on the Spotify comment section if
Oh
ever
yeah.
you want to do that. My TT or GG
Mm. Gigi.
involves okay. The main I wanted to highlight more of the like the positive aspect of this TT versus like there's some things, especially one specific thing that came out of it where there was some backlash from the netizens who did not understand something that happened. But basically, it involves a man who
Okay.
likes to be fed.
Oh, who likes to be fed?
Yeah, a global foodie.
Ah, the
Mm-mm.
feel
Feel
feel feel feed. Ano?
somebody feed feel.
Yun, somebody
Yeah,
feed feel.
tama, tama, tama. So in
Okay.
case you missed it,
Okay.
there was a Manila episode of the show Somebody Feed Phil. Phil.
Feel.
So if you haven't watched it, Phil in this case is Phil Rosenthal, and he's a very popular documentary maker, and he specifically focuses on food. I mean, I'm not comparing him to Anthony Bourdain, but think of Anthony Bourdain like it's kind of like that, right? He goes
Okay.
around, he tries to try different food from all over the world, understand the culture behind it, the meaning behind it, and the Philippine episode was very nice. Uh, it had a lot of names in the food industry that were featured. So I'm just going to read this from Phil Star, just to give a little summary. So Phil was actually given tours of different places. He started off in Intramuros, where he tried taho and he saw the San Agustin Church. And then in the evening, he was joined by Erwan Yusuf, who we talked about here before on the podcast.
Big fans. Big
And
fans.
big fans, yeah. And they ate at Trellis. If you've ever... Kumain ka na ba sa Trellis, sa QC?
Actually, hindi pa. And
Hindi
I'm
pa.
so sad. I'm so sad.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
Trellis to try their chicharon, their fried tilapia, and the famous sisig. And just a little sidebar here before we talk about what happened online regarding Erwan and Phil. The Trellis actually sold out recently for the first
Oh
time
yeah.
down in like many years.
Like 45
So
years or something.
parang ganun. So that was cool. Cool little side effect of this episode. And then moving on, he also ate at one of your favorite places.
I'm so sorry.
Uh,
That's my alarm.
no, it's okay.
I really
Perfect
have to
because
get rid of
it
that.
involves you, man.
Okay.
Remember you love Toyo Eatery.
I do. I
So
love it.
they ate Phil and his wife Monica ate in Makati's Toyo Eatery with the restaurant's co-owner May Navarra, and they talk more about
Ooh.
food. And then he ended up also eating a bunch of like just different things. So liempo, caldereta, fishball, etc., etc. And then he went to also Tagaytay, to Asadar
Bulalo.
Alfonso, which I've never been to. He was served by Chef Chele Gonzalez, a
Oh
popular chef,
wow.
and also Rodrigo Osorio, who I'm not familiar with, but they had some Spanish dishes, which is a big influence, obviously, on Filipino food. And then he also visited actress Wilma Doesn't's restaurant called Chicks ni Otit, which I've never heard of either. Have you heard of
I've
that?
never
Chicks
heard
ni
of
Otit?
no.
Yeah, they had
No.
inihaw na panga, crispy pata, relenyong bangus,
Wow.
bulalo, and more and more.
Wow.
And then he also visited Pico del Loro, where he had a boodle fight. He also had Halo Halo. He was joined with Ike Barinholtz, which is a comedian um, here, I guess, in the Philippines. I am not familiar
And
with Ike. Oh, wait,
this was
Ike
all in
Barinholtz.
the episode.
This was all, yeah, in the episode.
Okay,
See, Ike Barinholtz pala is not Filipino. He's that guy in, what's that movie? Neighbors. You ever watch Neighbors?
I
The
have never
comedian.
watched that.
Anyway, yung
No.
with Seth Rogen and High School Music, Zac Efron. He's the friend ni
Mm,
Anyway, he
yeah, I
was
don't.
joined by
Yeah.
that comedian, and then he ended the episode. There was actually, I guess they shot this before her passing with Margarita Forres, and then they ended with a dedication to Chef Margarita Forres, who passed away last
Oh,
February, and it was a
yeah. Okay.
very very nice episode. I watched it. It was very nice. I think I highly recommend it. It was very good. Like,
Honestly, I haven't gotten to watch it because I know that I'll be homesick if I watch it.
mm,
I've been avoiding watching it because it's so weird because I haven't felt homesick in a while. And
yeah.
ngayon pa, during my third year of living here in the UK,
Mm-mm.
I felt homesick and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch this episode. I'm just gonna cry. Anyway, okay, going to
Yeah. So anyway,
the TT.
there has now been chatter online, most of it positive, because obviously this episode has had a great impact. And you know what's really cool is that it had an impact locally, as well as
Mhm.
I'm sure yung mga foreigners that plan to travel to the Philippines. But for example, yun nga, yung Trellis, they sold out for the first time in many, many years. Or I think if I read correctly, I don't know how true it is, but they said first time ever, which I don't think is true. I mean, I feel like they've sold out before, like in their history of being open. But
Probably it might
but
be a
basically, it
yeah.
did good for business. You know what I mean? And I think that's a great way to highlight Filipino food through the lens of someone famous like Phil Rosenthal. And even Anthony Bourdain, when he came here back in the day, I don't know if you ever watched the Philippine episodes, or
I
I don't know if he
did.
had multiple. I watched the one where he came here and then he started off eating with, like, I think he had a Jollibee
Yeah.
Aloha burger.
And
Yeah,
then yung parang nandun lang siya sa gilid ng mga
yeah,
like
yeah,
kasi may
yeah.
kasama lang siyang like people.
Right. So there have been some tweets and threads online that are saying, like, the first thing is about Phil Rosenthal. Like, why did it take an international celebrity or presence for Filipino food to be highlighted? And then the response has been kind of hit and miss as well between different parties. So one is saying, like, it's not necessarily about an international or foreigner doing it. They were given the right platform. And sometimes it just takes a viral video, not necessarily from a foreigner, but it could be on social media. I mean, you've seen it time and time again. There are a lot of local Filipino food creators, because of a video that they posted. They're the restaurant or the eatery or wherever ends up selling a lot. I remember we talked about it way back. I think you were still here when ano nga yun, yung burger place na bigla sumikat.
Sweet X?
No, 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 not Sweet
No.
X. Yung fast food na kulay green yung logo, tapos may matagal na sila burger.
Mushroom
Tas,
burger? Ah,
then,
ano?
yeah,
Oh
you
my
know what I'm talking about?
gosh.
It's slipping
Yeah.
my mind, but you know what I'm
Yeah, me
talking
too.
about, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's pissing me off. What is the
I know.
name of that
Wait,
fucking thing?
paunahan guys, paunahan.
Meron din sila sa Green Hills eh. Meron sa
Yeah.
malapit sa Kapitolyo.
Yung
Tapos
parang
meron
medyo old school yung
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I
Oh my
forgot.
god, it's
Anyway,
escaping my mind right now. It's
you have
making
to
me
search
mad.
for it.
I
You
have to
have
look
to
it up.
search.
It's
Yeah.
I am
Look it
sure
up.
there are people right now that are just yelling.
Something
Ano,
hot. Um,
anong hot? Hindi.
hindi ba?
Hindi. Oh my god, dude, what the fuck is the name of that? Oh my god,
Oh,
the Leche fans are getting so mad right now.
I
I feel
know.
it.
Sorry, guys. I know
Hindi,
this is
kasi
like,
may burger din sila na may pineapple eh.
yeah. Wait, I
Something
don't.
hot. You said hot, H-U-T.
Hot.
Tropical
Yeah.
hot. Putang ina.
Tropical hot.
Okay,
I told
hindi.
you.
Hindi, kasi sabi mo, I thought you said hot, like
No,
H-O-T.
hot.
Hot, tama.
Okay.
Tropical hot. So remember we talked about tropical hot, how it kind of popped off online. I think it was Twitter. when Twitter was still usable, or
You
X
mean
now, I
X?
guess. God, how that website has fallen for me. But anyway, I think it was on Twitter/X when it blew up, and then there was a time where Tropical Hut was getting orders, even especially for like Grab, and they were
Mm-hmm.
running out of stock. So yun nga, it's not necessarily a foreigner because it's a foreigner bigla lang na pumatok. But there's people saying that yun nga, why did it take a foreigner to do it? So that's one thing that's popped off online. The other thing is, so Phil Rosenthal labeled Erwan a champion of Filipino
That's what
food,
I saw. Yeah.
right? And I think it's a comprehension thing because a lot of people who watched it or just read the quote out of context or even in context, the quote they misinterpreted as he is the champion of
Yeah.
Filipino
Siya
food.
yung
Like
panalo,
he's the one. He
the
is the
winner.
chosen one. So ang dami nagagalit. And then it opened up the, lines of dialogue about, you know, is he the right representative? He can't even speak Filipino. Like people are bringing that up.
Ooh.
And I remember when, I don't know, because somebody commented on our Spotify then, because I remember talking about how Feeder, like, Erwan's YouTube, is so good at like highlighting things. And yeah, obviously it's not in straight Filipino or Tagalog, but I think at the heart of it all, he has love for the culture and the food, and he has he does it with respect. He does it with, well, obviously great production value, but I think he has nothing but great intentions. And I don't know why we nitpick at these things. Whether it's
Yeah.
why is it Phil Rosenthal, or even when uh, uh, Chef Gordon Ramsay came here. Remember, we were talking a little bit about that. Like, why are we so? Why do we gatekeep
Mm-hmm.
who places us on a bigger platform? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
does it have to be straight up Pinoy lang talaga pwede magpa-asenso sa mga Pinoy? And why are
Honest.
we so
Oh, yeah.
resistant to foreign help, etc., etc.?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
go.
first of all, honestly, what I got from that is I love that there's like passion of the Filipino people about keeping our culture and the food and the stories that we have like close to our heart. Gets mo ba? Yun yung nakikita ko dun eh.
Mm,
But
okay.
I also get your point because baka hindi lang din alam ng mga tao na yun how much passion Erwan puts into his his videos and like what he does for a living and like
Yeah,
making food and even his restaurants and stuff like that, like that he actually does champion Filipino food, 'di ba?
true.
And for me, ako honestly ayoko naman din mawala yung ganong passion of the Filipino people whenever they see like let's say foreigners kind of like putting Filipino
Filipino
food
food.
in like in the spotlight gets
Yeah.
great because obviously you do not want like the the essence of our
Mm,
culture to be lost in somebody else's experiences as a foreigner or
right.
like in another country. Gusto mo na
Mm,
Pilipino yung nagsasabi ng mga bagay-bagay na to kasi alam mo na galing sila in the same land as you,
right.
experience the same things as you. Kasi, our culture has very, like a lot of, like any other culture, has a lot of intricacies weaved into it na
Yeah.
ayaw mong mawala just because, another person from
Somebody
another
else said
country,
it.
somebody
Yeah.
else is
That makes
telling these
sense.
stories. Gets ko
Mm-mm.
yun eh.
Mm-mm.
Pero, ayoko din naman sabihin na, ay, hindi deserve ni Erwan. But actually, he does.
Yeah.
Because he speaks so deeply about Filipino food and we've seen it time and time
Regardless of
again.
language,
Exactly,
regardless if he
regardless
does it
of
in
language.
English or Tagalog.
Actually, recently, alam mo ba, I love that topic na parang are you even Filipino if you don't speak the English, if you don't speak the language? And I actually
Mm,
spoke to a person here in the UK who is full Filipino, doesn't speak the language, and we created a documentary around him, kind of like talking about that idea na are you even Filipino without speaking the language? You know what I mean? But
yeah, daming mga
obviously,
videos ganun din sa
'di
YouTube
ba?
eh. Mm-mm.
Obviously, you can be, you know? You are
Yeah.
Filipino if you are Filipino.
Mm,
Nobody can say
mm.
otherwise, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yun yung
those are
struggle
just my
din ng mga ano eh, mga ano ba, first gen ba or second? Ano yung tawag na yung mga anak ng mga immigrants?
immigrants.
Second gen ba yung first gen?
Second gen ata? Or hindi,
I don't know.
first
But
gen
anyway,
ata. Okay.
is it first gen because they're the first to be born in that
Yeah.
country? Parang
Yeah,
ganun.
I
Okay, so
think so.
anyway, let's just say if we're wrong, then correct us. But yung mga yun yung struggle ng mga first gen Phil Ams, for example,
Mm-hmm.
that because I grew up in the States. But I guess technically, same din yung ano, same din yung I fit into that demographic where I didn't grow up. I was
Yeah.
born somewhere else and I didn't grow up in the Philippines. So the language, Filipino slash Tagalog is not the language that I am,
Yeah. And
that I grew up with. But the thing is, there are ang daming mga gatekeepers din sa pagiging Filipino, which I'm sure you talked about in the documentary, right?
yeah.
In some shape or form. Like other than language, I mean, I get why language is a big thing, and I also understand why there are people who are like, how can you live in the Philippines, for example, and not know how to speak Tagalog? That
Mm-hmm.
happens a lot here. There are a lot of people that grew up here that cannot speak Filipino,
Yeah.
and I can understand why some people would be frustrated at. But if you grow up in a different country and you're not exposed to it, it makes more sense na there would be a lot of people who don't know how to speak
Mm-hmm.
Filipino but could still hold the pride of wanting to be a Filipino, whether it's
Of
being proud of
course.
your
Yeah.
food or your the I don't know everything like the landmarks, the
Yeah.
sites, the beaches, the people. There's so much that you can be proud of and still support being other than I speak Tagalog. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
Filipino na. No, there's so much more to it. So yun lang. Just want to say. Kasi if I didn't learn Tagalog, I partially learned Tagalog because I felt like I wasn't Filipino enough, if that makes sense. And I feel like that was an unfair pressure.
Oh yeah, for
Although it worked
sure.
out well for me, di ba? I mean, at
Yeah.
least nagagamit ko eh. But for a lot of first gen Phil Ams, and I'm guessing, like Australian,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Pinoy born Australians, Pinoy born whatever in different countries, that is something that I feel like is an unfair thing to place on them.
For sure.
It should be something that they naturally want to learn rather than you should learn this.
I agree. I
Di ba?
agree. That is such a great point.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I think
Okay.
yeah, those are really great points.
Yeah, that is my. Anyway, that was the little offshoot of the somebody feed feel.
Family feed
Uh,
feel.
yeah, watch it. It's. I forgot. I didn't talk about it in the Where You Been because I wanted to save it for the TT, but it's a great episode. And I watched because this is the new season. It's season I don't know 7 or 8 yet that, and
Okay.
he had one in because I was just there 2 years ago, so Amsterdam. That was pretty cool too. And then the next one I think was in the US. I forgot where. I didn't watch the Australia one yet. I skipped
Okay.
straight to the Manila one. But his show is excellent. He's just a feel good presence.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy watching him. Anyway, any
Oh
more
my gosh,
thoughts on that, Ika G?
I
You
have to
should.
watch it.
Watch his
Oh my
other
god.
stuff. Like if you homesick ka sa
Yeah.
Philippine episode, then watch yung mga iba stuff. Kasi ano, he's very like ang gaan lang pag pinapanood siya. He's
Mm-hmm.
not it doesn't seem like a try hard, and he's not an like I enjoy watching Gordon Ramsay, but I enjoy watching Gordon Ramsay because he's an asshole, and he's like tough guy, tough love kind of guy.
Yeah.
I like Phil because he reminds me a lot, and I don't know if that's a unfair comparison or people will be upset, but he reminds me of Anthony Bourdain in
Right.
the way that he just likes the heart of what the the food means. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just
And
gathering, knowing, information over food.
yeah. And
It's
I
not
think
necessarily about the food. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. And I think what I love about those types of like presenters of food shows is they
Mm.
don't just talk about the food. They have actual stories in it. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
that's what I
Um,
like. That's
yeah,
what I love.
me too.
And if I had
Okay.
the money, bro, honestly, dude, I wanted to do what Erwan does forever. I just can't afford to. I know I could do something, but like
Yeah.
on his level, on that level, that's always been my
Yeah.
dream. It's
I
always been
know.
my
And
dream,
and
man.
and I'm sure you're gonna be so good at that.
Dude,
because you talk about food in the past. How many mixes that we've had? Your titis, I feel like, have been food related. So you
I
guys know
know.
that JC champions Filipino
I'm
food.
a
So if you
fuck
guys
it,
are,
and I'm a champion, bro.
yeah, if you guys need a foodie host, JC is the
Yeah,
person to
I
get.
fucking.
Oh
It's
my
my
gosh.
dream. It's my dream.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, yeah. Wapal?
Wapow. Okay,
All
so
right.
we have a
Leche,
Leche Fan Mail.
Leche-Fan Mail. All right, you want to start off with this?
Okay,
And they signed it. They signed it, so we can read it. Who
yes.
it's
So
from?
this is from Jimmy.
Hey,
So
Jimmy.
Jimmy says, "Hi Rika and JCCCC. Hope you still remember me. It's Jimmy Una. I remember. I remember
Jimmy
Jimmy
Una.
Una. Yeah, anyway,
Familiar.
it's been a while since I wrote my first ever Leche Fan Mail. Nasa Pinas pa ako noon. Ngayon,
Oh,
nasa Canada na ako for almost 4 years. And a lot of things in my life have changed. Except for my favorite podcast. Oh,
nice. Nice.
kayo pa rin ang madalas kong pinapakinggan at laging inaabangan. Sobrang amazing lang kasi I've been a listener since 2018 or 2019 and from there, parang na-witness ko kung paano kayo nag-grow. Yung mga ups and downs na sinashare nyo, nakaka-comfort lang. Kasi parang friends tayo and I can really relate to a lot of it, especially kay Rika. I remember the time when I was listening to one of your episodes where Rika was talking about how she was getting homesick kasi kakalipat niya lang sa UK and was finding it hard to make friends, being unemployed, etc. And now it seems like Rika has been doing very well in the UK lately. I disagree. I'm very happy for you, but thank you. Sabi niya, I'm very happy for you kasi na-experience ko rin nung medyo bago-bago pa lang ako dito sa Canada. Lalo na pag winter, sobrang nakaka-depress. I agree. Okay, you continue.
Anyway, I'm really, really proud of you guys and what you've become. JC, may you have more continuous gigs and more success in career. Oh, thanks, man. Grabe, super famous ko na daw. Rica G, super famous.
Yeah.
Famous. Also, every time remember kita, na-associate kita sa sinabi mong plastic chair na meron kang sa apartment. Di ko alam bakit. I guess it just reminds me of my home. Yung mga barangay chair na may sticker na politician sa likod. Ganun ba yung chair na sinasabi? Yung mga monoblock?
Yeah,
Feel
do
ko
you
yun
have
yung, may
you had a
monoblock ako eh.
yeah.
Oh, gusto mo
Yung
makita? Kulay green siya, man.
green, I remember. I was
Oo,
about to say
kulay
green.
green. Oo. And for Rika, my super idol, sobrang shocked ako na fina-follow mo ako sa LinkedIn.
Yes.
Wala lang, feel ko ang cool ko na. Anyway, I hope more good things come your way. I can tell you're very passionate about what you do. I just know that they will come where you'll be successful in getting what you want career wise. And I know I'm not the only one who can tell. All the other Leche fans know it too. Preach. Also, I just have one question for you. Curious lang ako. I know you used to drive in the Philippines, pero have you thought of learning how to drive in the UK? Kasi alam ko iba yung driving structure nila dyan. And for sure, nakakalito yun. Ayun lang, thank you sa mga tawanan, updates, chika, and culture events na binibigay nyo. Sana ma-meet ko kayo soon. Love, love, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy. And it's
Mm-mm.
so good timing that you asked that question because I have my driver's license theory exam next week, actually, and I haven't learned a single
Wait, do you
thing.
drive? Wait, tama ba? UK, they drive other side.
Yes, they drive other side. Although
Nakakalito nga yun,
I
man.
know. But the thing is, I have to pass the theory first. So, like the written exam,
Right.
before I get to
Behind
go
the
on
wheel.
like a driving,
Yeah, behind
what
the
do you
wheel
call this?
exam.
No, the driving lessons.
Yeah, since,
Because
yeah.
I want to go
Lessons.
on like a driving, yung parang refresher course. Just
Okay.
because I know how to drive. I've driven
Yeah.
all my entire adult life, but
Uh-huh.
it's really different if you drive on the left side, especially when you're turning.
Yung turn ba sa red left? Like, you know how you can
Sa
turn right on red lights? If walang red arrow, you can turn right on red lights normally.
no, most here would still have a light that would say parang
Stop.
go.
Go and
What
stop. Okay.
that would only kasi they have a lot of roundabouts here in the UK, specifically
Oh,
where I live.
okay.
And for that, obviously, iba naman yung rules. But yeah, I have to. study for my theory exam, guys.
Grabing
Wish
hirap.
me luck.
Tapos the
So
steering
yeah.
wheel's on the right side?
Yes.
Oh
That
my
is
God,
correct.
that's so crazy.
Isn't it the same in the US?
No, the steering, sa US, same lang sa Pilipinas.
Ah, okay. All
Left
right.
yung ano. So wala akong learning curve. I mean, other than learning how to deal with drivers and traffic here. In
MMDA.
terms of the... in
Yung sa
terms of the
MMDA,
driving,
ganito
is
lang
ma...
guys. Tuturuan namin
Oh,
kayo.
ano ba
Boss,
na? Boss,
sorry.
sorry
Di ko
man.
kasi nakita eh. Boss, sana ano na lang, warning na lang ako.
Oh,
Ganun.
pasensya na sir, pasensya na.
Pasensya
Hindi,
na,
tama,
sir.
tama po kayo sir, tama po kayo sir. Opo pa.
Ganun.
Tama po kayo sir,
Acknowledge,
pasensya na
acknowledge.
pa. Pasensya na po sir.
Ganun.
Sobrang
Or,
hindi ko na po
in my
uulitin.
case,
Ano?
just
Iyak ka.
cry. Just
Iyak
cry.
ka. Dude, alam mo yung unang tanong nila lagi sa akin, tagasan ka ba? Yun normally,
Oo,
di
yeah.
ba
I don't know
normally,
why.
I,
I
I,
don't know why.
I
Maybe,
don't know why nga eh. Is it because kung galing ka sa ibang whatever, they'll be more lenient? Or
kasi,
may, weird eh. Tagasan
alam
ba
mo,
kayo,
I've
sir?
experienced before na
Mm.
my sister like had a wrong turn. Tapos obviously, no,
Okay.
ikaw na MMDA. And then the first thing that they asked was, taga saan kayo? And when
Yeah.
he saw in the driver's license na we were just like literally right around the corner, sabi niya,
Okay.
taga dyan lang naman pala kayo eh. And then let us go. Although this was
Ah,
like years ago.
Pero feel
So
ko,
I don't know. I don't know.
I think actually now that I have a working theory, now that you bring that up, it kind of reminds me. Kasi kung nakuha yung lisensya mo, kukunin yata dun sa area,
Yeah,
like whatever,
exactly.
kung saan ka na ano.
In the
So,
municipality or something.
right. So feel ko, yun yung paraan nila para para pag gusto niyo yung 'di ba, uso dito yung pag-usapan. So, boss, pag-usapan na lang natin, 'di ba? They're trying to get you to avoid the quote unquote
The
hassle of
hassle.
having to go to, let's say, if you're not from, let's say, taga Angeles ka, taga Pampanga ka, sa Manila ka. Ay sir, kailangan mo pa pumunta sa sa
Which is so
barangay,
weird.
whatever.
That needs to change.
Yeah.
Because either way, you didn't follow the regulations. So dapat hindi siya nagmamatter.
Alam mo, okay na sana if mabilis. I know you can pay shit online, pero ang complicated pa rin eh.
Yeah, hindi pa siya
If
masyadong
bigla, maganda, if
user-friendly.
bigyan ka lang ng ticket, tapos may GCash na, diretso, as in may QR code na pwede mo i-scan.
Yeah.
Na ito
Yeah.
yung violation mo, ito yung whatever mo. That would be like, I feel like, easier. And it would lessen the amount of, yun nga, bribery or whatnot. Dude,
Hindi,
did I tell
paano
you
pag
one
nilagay
time?
nila yung GCash sa
Dude, did I tell
yung
you
sa
one
kanila.
time?
Anyway.
May kasama ako before. Hindi ako I'm not a snitch, right? But may kasama ako. Nahuli sila. So pinag-usapan yung sir, pero walang cash. Puta,
Okay.
yung enforcer, binuksan yung booklet, may GCash, may mga
Totoo?
QR. Totoo, may GCash, may Maya, may QRPH.
No!
Hindi ko alam. Basta may mga pwede mo
No!
i-scan. It was
Oh my
crazy. I
gosh.
was like, dude, you know what?
Props.
Props to you. Anyway.
But we don't condone that. We don't.
Yeah, we
condone.
don't. And
No,
good luck on
no.
your driving exam, Rica G. And thank you to
Thank you.
thank you very much to Jimmy. I was just looking through, search ko yung yung mga previous emails. So yung last email was July of 2019. Tapos meron din sa October of 2019. Tapos may parang kwento sa spooky story about a Halloween mix yata natin back in the day. So 6 years ago. So ibig sabihin, may staying power tayo, friend. 6 years na listener si Jimmy, and to a lot of our legend fans. Thank you. So send us an email, even if you haven't sent one in a while. If you've never sent one, or if you haven't sent one in a long time, feel free to refresh our memory on who you are and tell us about maybe what's changed since the last time you sent an email. Send us a PDF. They can do that at thehalahalashow@gmail.com. And we've been, Rika's been working hard behind the scenes, making videos and reels. Thank you for doing that, Rika J. Appreciate it.
No
where can
worries.
they find those?
So that's at the Halo Halo Show on Instagram. And yeah, that's it. Follow us there.
That is it. Yeah. Halo Halo Show at IG, and then our Halo Halo Show Leche-Fan on Facebook, where we post discussions and whatnot. And extra song, Rika G.
Toot, toot, toot.
Boop, 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 doo, doo. I love the show.
Bye.
Peace.